Welcome to the AACFB's 2023 Meet the Associate webinar series. My name is Monica Harper. I'm the Executive Director of the AACFB, and I'll be your host today. Our presenter today is Christina Clarkson from instaCOVER. instaCOVER is both an associate member and a platinum sponsor of the AACFB, and I'd like to thank them for their support of the association. Before I introduce instaCOVER, I'd like to go over a few items to make this webinar more enjoyable and informative for everyone. During the presentation, you should see a Q&A box that allows you to ask questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, please submit your questions in the box and they should be answered by the end of the webinar. The entire webinar should take no more than 30 to 45 minutes. And for those of you who would like to review this at a later date, it will be posted on the 2023 Meet the Funder/Associate page of the website, and it will be emailed out to the AACFB membership. At this time, I'll turn it over to Christina. It is all yours.
Thank you, Monica. Well, I am Christina Clarkson. I am with instaCOVER. I am the Business Development Manager here. I have been with instaCOVER for almost 5 years now. We're out of Kirkland, Washington, just outside of Seattle. We're going to go through today what instaCOVER does and do a quick walk through the platform. So we are an associate platinum sponsor now. I know our slide says that we are gold. We were founded back in 2005 as a licensed insurance agency and technology company, and we provide industry-leading insurance solutions. So we have a program for point of sale coverage for lease brokers and for portfolio coverage lessors. So we can help you provide that on an upfront basis and also on the back end if that's what you choose to do. The insurance is underwritten by Great American Insurance Company. They are our carrier. They are a flagship company of Great American Insurance Group, who has continuously been rated A in excellence or higher, best company since 1908. So we provide a web-based platform that you can log into. It provides the only web-based accessible cloud solution through our platform. You can quote and activate coverage instantly through our platform within just a couple minutes and filling out a couple screens. And we'll show you that later in the webinar. It can expedite and simplify the funding process. It's at no cost to you. This is all passed on for just the insurance premium onto your customers. It is instantly an increase in value to your customers because it is a value-added service. We have pricing and fixed premiums for the entire length of the lease agreement. So their premiums will never go up due to a claim or due to any pricing adjustments in the future. That price is locked in for the duration of their lease, which is really nice for the customers. And then for every enrollment that you place in our system and in our platform, we pay you back a marketing fee. So we will tally up all of those active enrollments for the quarter and add those up and send out a check or a ACH payment at the end of every quarter. Oh, and another thing to add is once you've got that enrollment into our platform, we'll do all the billing and collecting. So it is off your plate. You have access to it, and we can show you that again when we get to the demonstration of the platform, but we will take care of all of it from there. So our program, we insure most assets, the automotive industry, the construction equipment. Here's a list of kind of our top industries that we help out. We also do titled trucks and trailers. We are able to provide not only property damage, but also liability coverage on most of these assets. Right now, the only thing that we're not able to do that on is the titled trucks. We have a list of, here is the perils that are covered in the event of any sort of loss. So if any of the equipment is lost for any of these reasons, these are what we cover. It's all your standard perils as theft, flood. Another one that we cover is wind and flood, which is not typical on other business policies, and that's included on all of our coverage. The only thing that it really doesn't cover is the normal wear and tear or something like that. Mechanical breakdown can be offered under certain programs, so just reach out to us for that. What we do is, sorry, going over that one. So the here is the administration or the administrative fee breakdown on how we pay out all of those enrollments that are placed on our platform. So based on the insurance premium that is being charged to the customer is then associated with what the amount is that we will pay you on that quarterly basis. If the monthly charge is over a certain amount, that is occurred on a monthly basis. If it is under a certain amount, it is a one-time lump sum that is paid out, and then you won't receive any other payments further off into the lease agreement. This breakdown goes over the marketing fees and how these can add up over the term of a lease. If you've got one of those larger payments that we are paying out on a monthly basis and accruing or being added up for the entire quarter, and it's got over the term of the lease, you can see here that, you know, $8 over a 48-month lease adds up to $384 a month. Over the 4 years, if you've got that compounding on each other, if you've got additional enrollments that you're placing onto the platform and they compound on top of each other, you will have that adding up over the course of that. So we provide advice and support. Our relationship management team has worked with hundreds of leasing brokers, funders, helping them succeed and integrate insurance into their business. We pride ourselves in coming up with a lot of new products. We're working on a lot of new things. If you've got anything that is a pain point in your business, please reach out. We may already be working on it and it may already be coming out soon, but we are also always happy to look into new products in ways that we may help our customers. Our technology that you'll see in a little bit is we pride ourselves in simplifying that process. It's a platform that we use to quote and enroll those customers, making it easy to expand your business with a new source of revenue. You'll see how quick and easy it is to not only learn, but quote and activate the coverage. And we are always happy to train. So when you get signed up on the platform and you get your logins, we will absolutely set up a quick training, whether that be via video or phone call, and we will walk you through that platform, how to use it, if you have any questions. And then also, if you have any additional team members that need that training, we're always happy to walk you through and show you how that works. And then again, we do all the billing and collecting. So once that enrollment's been activated, we can bill and collect from that customer on a monthly, quarterly, annual basis, all for you. You don't have to worry about it. You just sit back and collect that check. So now we're going to go through a demonstration of the platform, and I can walk you through the screens and kind of show you what that looks like and how easy that is. When you go in to do a new quote, you're going to see that you've got a list of all the different asset types or equipment types that we have under those programs. Almost everything is listed here. If you've ever got anything that you don't see in the list or you're not quite sure where to put it, just reach out to Christy or Christy Darlington as well. And we can absolutely help you put it in there. For the most part, use your best judgment. If you've got an asset type where it fits closest into, that works best. So when you do this, you will click an asset type. You will fill in the description, a serial number if you have it, which is great, and then put the value in and hit Get Quote. Here you see we've got the description filled out. We have the serial number. Again, I'm making a note of that. If you've got a claim, it's great to put that in there, or in the event of a claim. It's great to have that additional information for our claims department to be able to match those up. If you don't have it at the time of activation, no big deal, but it is great to add those in later. And then if you have additional pieces of assets, we can add multiple pieces into one policy as long as they are all the same funder. So we can only list one loss payee on that certificate of insurance. So we want to make sure that all of the pieces of equipment that we're listing into that policy are all under the same funder. But it simply, the platform allows you to add whatever you need. once you hit the Get Quote program button at the bottom there, an additional screen will pop up down below. And you'll see here that we've got the policy type listed, and we've got property only or the property and single interest vicarious liability. Now that liability is a liability that protects the funder only. So it's important to note that that doesn't provide any protection to the customer, but that does meet your funding requirements. So if your funder is requiring, say, $500,000 or $1 million policy to be included with that coverage, that will satisfy those requirements. But again, that's not covering the customer, it's just covering the funder's interest. We also have the ability to add on to the quote form how they want to pay for it, if it be monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual. Clicking any of those buttons will pull up the corresponding price on the other side of the screen there on the right-hand side, where you can list out the different pricing options. Full-term coverage and annual options usually will provide a little bit of a pricing break for the customer if they choose to do so. And you'll see those if that's an option. And then we will simply hit print quote. So printing quote will then generate the quote form that you can send off to the customer, or you can simply email it, you can print it in a PDF, you can print it on your printer, however you want to do that to add to your doc package, or to email it straight over to your customer. There's many options there on how you'd like to send that off. This is what our quote form looks like. So as soon as you hit the print option on there, this will automatically generate. Where you've got the instaCOVER logo and the instaCOVER quote, we have all the customer's information, the asset description and the coverage, as well as the insured amount. And then it's got the price breakdown there for the customer. Towards the bottom, we have the billing information. So this is where we collect how the customer would like to pay for that insurance policy, whether that be debiting it from a bank account, or what they can pay via credit card, or they can also pay via invoice. Now, invoice is an option that's only available on a quarterly or longer term basis for this policy. So we just don't collect or we don't send out invoices on a monthly basis. And then the customer simply signs at the bottom. Now, they can fill this out and send it back to you to make it easier. Or if they simply want to acknowledge that they've accepted this certificate, or that they've accepted this insurance and they would like to move forward, this is something that you can then go into the platform and fill out. We don't require these to be sent back to us. We just require you to hold on to the information that that customer acknowledged that insurance. When you have a customer that has accepted that quote and you're looking to purchase that coverage, this is what your home screen will look like. You have a list of all of the enrollments that you've placed in the platform, whether they are older enrollments that you've activated, previous months or years, all the way up to the saved quotes. So you can pull up saved quotes, you can pull up current policies. And when you're ready to purchase the coverage, you'll see on the right there, there's the purchase coverage in the action tab. That allows you to simply click on it, and it will show you in the next screen here what this looks like. If you need to go back and edit the asset for any reason, say the description has changed for whatever reason, you can add the serial number in at this time. If the value needs to be updated, it allows you to do so before you go and purchase. It's then going to ask for the customer's information, their address information, their business name, contact. All of that does need to be filled out in order to move on to the next screen. And towards the bottom there, you'll see the funder information. In this drop-down, in this drop-down, you will see a list of all the available funders that we have within our platform. We have hundreds of them in there. Almost everybody that we've ever worked with is listed on that drop-down menu. If you ever run across a funder that is not listed, please reach out to either Christy or I, and we can add them into the platform very quickly for you. An additional thing to note too is if you have a funder with multiple addresses, those are also listed in the as well, where you can choose the branch or you can choose the address that you need to have listed on the certificate. We also choose the months of coverage. So it will allow you to match that to your lease agreement. So if you have a lease agreement that is 48 months or 60 months, you're going to put that in for the months of coverage so that you are matching your lease terms. What this does is allows the customer to never have to worry about renewing that certificate and getting that over to your funder. That certificate will be good for the term of the lease. And it also locks in that pricing for the customer so that they don't ever have to worry about that pricing going up. That customer, important to note, that customer can cancel at any time, and we do not have any cancellation fees. So we just cancel in whole month increments. So if they need to cancel because they've got other insurance, they're no longer part of the lease, they've sold the equipment, whatever reason, we again just cancel in that whole month increment and there's no fee. So putting it in for the term of the lease, even if the customer chooses to only go for 6 months, 12 months, or whatever, is just a good idea to lock in that, again, that price for the customer. And then if they choose to do so, they can cancel. This last screen here that we'll show you is the purchase coverage. It's the final screen. It just is collecting the billing information and asking how the customer would like to pay for that. Now you can choose the monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual options. We can collect via credit card or ACH directly from a checking account. If you'll notice on that ACH button, it says overall savings and gives you a dollar amount. There is a discount for running it directly from a checking account. Since we're not having to charge that credit card processing fee, we pass that savings on to the customer. And then there's also the invoice button. And again, that's for anything quarterly and longer that can be chosen. If they need to want to receive that invoice via mail or email, those options can be chosen. And you can also pick that other button there that's highlighted and send that invoice to anybody else that needs to be listed. You can put in their first, last name, and email address. Once you have completed all those screens and hit that complete purchase button at the bottom, the policy has been activated. You'll see here at the top, it says tutorial test active. It also gives you the option to print documents right there in that green bar at the top. Or if that green bar is gone, that will pop up for a little bit at first, but that does disappear after a while. You can absolutely go into the available actions button and hit the print documents. This will also pull up a PDF version of that certificate for you to either save to PDF and email, or for you to print and include in your doc package to your funder, however you send it over. And here's an example of the certificate that's instantly generated. Again, these can be done as quickly as however fast you can fill out that information in the screens. It is just those 3 screens in order to get completely from quote to activating coverage. The next steps for you would just be to identify if instaCOVER solutions fit within your business model. We would be happy to get discussing on that, get set up with our instaCOVER platform. There's an agreement that's filled out. It's a very simple process. Once that agreement is received back, we set you up with the logins and walk you through that training. We can distribute those username and passwords to as many team members as you need. If you've got additional staff, if you've got a funding staff that needs those passwords, we've got some users with 30 passwords and usernames to their platform, just depending on what kind of staff that they're looking at. And you can begin quoting and offering insurance the same day. It does not take us long to get that all set up, so we'd be happy to talk to you if you'd look to maximize your value to your business. And here is the last slide with my contact information. Again, I am Christina Clarkson. I am a business development manager here at instaCOVER. This is our main line, the 866 number. We have customer service or answering phones on 9 to 4, Monday through Friday here in the office. And that, again, that is our website at the bottom at instacover.com. If you have any additional questions, again, just feel free to reach out, and we are here. I'm going to leave that up.
Great. And just as a reminder to everyone, if you have any questions, please take a minute to type them in the Q&A box and we'll get them answered. So we give them just a minute or so to see if there's any questions. And just as a reminder for anyone who will be at the Commercial Financing Expo in Orlando next week, you can meet with instaCOVER in person there. If you don't have any questions today and you have questions between now and then and you're going to be there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If you think of anything, we are at booth, I believe, 214.
Well, I'm not seeing any questions. So again, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Christina at any time.
Yep.
And we'll wrap this up now. So a big thanks to all our participants, especially our valued associate member and platinum sponsor, instaCOVER. Great job, Christina. We look forward to seeing everyone at the next Meet the Funder Associate webinar. And again, if you are going to be in Orlando, please chat up Christina and Christy at the instaCOVER booth.
Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.